Well, hello, everybody out there listening to Radio Entrepreneurs. And we are over a million people who've connected with the show over the years, over 28 countries. Kind of mind boggling when you think about it and where we started from. But we're going to continue to do that as we continue throughout this year and the changing economy, keep you up to date on what's going on. My co-host for this event, that must mean that we're an FEI sanctioned event. Is the Evan Macedo, VP of Finance, Operations, Sapers, and Wallack. Welcome, Evan.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm always happy to be on the show and always happy to talk to some new guests.
Oh, good. And we're going to say hello to Ed Burnham, Product Supervisor, Heartland, and Catherine Tindall, CPA, Dominion Enterprise Services. Wow, that's a long one for me. So,
good job.
Welcome, everyone. Evan, you're usually so quick out of the box. Do you want to start?
Absolutely. I think I'll get things kicked off over here. So, we have Ed and Catherine over here. Why don't the two of you tell us a little bit about what Heartland does? And then, Catherine, if you can tell us a little bit what Dominion Enterprise Services does, and we can start from there.
Sure. Thanks, Evan. Thanks for having us on again. You all do a great job over at Radio Entrepreneurs, and we really appreciate it. So, I'm Ed Burnham, as Evan had mentioned. I live out in South Boston, and Heartland. Just a really quick kind of overview of what we do. It's really broken down into two components, main components. One is on the payment processing side of the house. So online payments, e-commerce, as well as brick and mortar, like restaurants, doctor's office, credit card processing, things of that nature. The part of the business that I have expertise in and have spent the lion's share of my career in is the human capital management space. So that's, referencing payroll, HR, tax credit technology, applicant tracking, as well as time and attendance features and POS. So that's really what I focus on, and I'll pass it to Catherine and let her introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Catherine Tindall. I'm a CPA. I have a specialty focus in tax reduction work for entrepreneurs and closely held businesses. So at Dominion Enterprise Services, we do really proactive advisory with clients, helping them to navigate, the changing tax landscape, as well as helping them reduce their overall tax burden through proactive strategies and advisory work.
So what tax credits are still available today at this time, post-COVID, for people and corporations, obviously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so during the pandemic, there were a lot of opportunities available. I know a lot of people were able to take advantage of the payroll protection program. That program's now closed, but one of the big programs that's still available in 2021 is the employee retention credit. So back in 2020, businesses, employers were able to take advantage of up to a $5,000 credit per employee per quarter. And then for 2021, it was still left open for Q1 and Q2 for an even better benefit of up to $7,000 in payroll tax credits per employee per quarter. So that's about $14,000 in payroll tax credits per employee, which can be a great benefit if your business is still experiencing some disruption due to the pandemic winding down. And then on top of that, there's some permanent credits that are always available in the payroll space that were really enhanced because of the pandemic situations. So I know, Ed, one of the ones that you work on pretty frequently with clients is the worker opportunity tax credit.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks, Catherine. So the workers' opportunity tax credit's an interesting one. It's been around really for many years, actually since 1996. Just got extended again for another 5 years. It's extremely underutilized, particularly in the small business community. I think the main reason behind that is that small business owners just frankly don't have the time to research it, obtain the credit. It takes some paperwork and some going back and forth. So we're uniquely positioned in the market where we actually take advantage and use our electronic onboarding tool as well as payroll really as a vehicle to pre-screen, obtain, and document this worker opportunities tax credit for new hires within the small business community. So this credit ranges from $2,400 to $9,600 per new hire. And there's different qualifications for it. Some of them are, being a former veteran, being on any supplementary income, as well as long-term unemployment. So the big one, obviously, that has peaked a increase in eligibility is that long-term unemployment piece. So we're seeing many of our small businesses being able to, capitalize on this tax credit.
These sound like wonderful tax credits, and I'm sure there's a lot of people listening to this saying, hey, I haven't really talked to my CPA about these for a while, or maybe they're just unsure about it. How easy is it for somebody to take advantage of these and apply for them?
Yeah, so for, the employee retention credit, I know, Ed, your company has been doing them, on an ongoing basis. I think most of the people that I've been interacting with to try to take advantage of these credits, we're doing them on a retroactive basis. So for people who missed out in 2020, I know, my profession was really inundated at the end of this past tax season with a lot of really crazy legislative changes. So I've been helping people over the summer. We actually go back and amend their payroll tax returns from 2020 in order to get them these credits. And for the most part, it's a fairly straightforward process for the client. It's just a matter of submitting the payroll information. And then from there, we're able to go back and collect these for them.
Yeah, and a few things to add to that. So moving forward, so the employee retention credit is running through 2021. There is another feature within that, which is the startup recovery tax credit as well. So if you're a startup business that started, and correct me if I'm wrong, Catherine, after February of 2020,
Yep.
you can qualify for up to $50,000 within the employee retention credit guidelines. So it's $7,000 per quarter. The way that Heartland's taking advantage or utilizing this with our clients is you're actually getting this in real time. So 3 to 5 business days after your payroll, you're receiving that credit back. As Catherine mentioned, we can go back and certainly amend the returns and help with the CPA to be able to do that. But though that's just another caveat to the employee retention credit that I did want to mention for startups.
Evan?
Yeah, I'd like to say, should everybody be taking advantage of these credits, or is it somebody that is maybe, struggling for business? Is there any reason for somebody not to take advantage of these credits? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so my opinion with those is, when Congress wants to make changes in the economy, the easiest way for them to do that is to impact the tax code to get people to behave a certain way. And so I think for a lot of people, who are on the fence about the PPP loans or who are on the fence about maybe some of these credits, I think it's good to keep in mind that, if you're meeting the eligibility requirements, which, you were suspended or partially suspended during COVID, or you had significant declines in gross receipts to make you eligible for these credits. Congress really put those things in place because they want to help the economy come back onto its feet. And they want to infuse cash back into businesses to help them grow, to help them retain talent, and to help the economy pick back up again now that things are opening up. So I think it's a personal decision for you as a business owner, but I think, having a sense of pride about it of, oh, I don't want to take a handout. That's not really their intention with a lot of these programs. There's kind of ulterior motives with speeding up the economy that's going on there. So it's worth to note that.
Just a little break for everyone. I remind everyone we're listening to Ed Burnham, Product Supervisor, Heartland, and Catherine Tindall, CPA, Dominion Enterprise Services, with my co-host, Evan Macedo, VP of Finance and Operations, Sapers and Wallack. Evan, do you ever find as a CFO, their target, that CFOs get too caught up in things so that they don't address these issues that they're bringing to us?
I would say absolutely, Jeffrey. There's a lot of stress on a lot of CFOs' plates, and there's a lot of different business initiatives to be always looking into. And, I don't think this is something that's widely talked about to the CFOs of the company. And sometimes, CFOs need to look into it on their own. So it's great to have somebody like Ed Burnham and Catherine Tindall to kind of go over this with you and, streamline the process for you. So I definitely think that, if somebody hasn't already spoken to you about this, it's worth having this conversation with your CPA. And if you're not having the conversation with your CPA, then I know Ed and Catherine would definitely be a great resource to talk to about this.
I didn't know I was going to get this kind of endorsement, guys. But I think that the whole thing is, and I'm asking you, is really you have to get this message out to CFOs and to owners of companies, correct? It just has to get out there more often, more frequently.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of our message, right? Is it needs to be if this is, the first time you're hearing of these credits or, having this type of conversation, then, Catherine and I are certainly happy to connect and kind of walk through your specific scenarios as a business owner.
I know that these types of tax credits have really benefited some of my clients, especially during the bad years. It's nice to have that sort of found cash. Ed, if someone's looking for you, we'll start with you first. We'll save Evan for last. If someone's looking for you and your assistance, how would they find you?
Yeah, sure. So I'm easily findable on LinkedIn. So Edward Burnham at Heartland. But I will also, because I don't have a green background, I'll kind of put it on my on the screen now so that you can see just my contact information.
That looks like the scuba logo.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so instead of me kind of spelling it out on the video, I figured it'd be easier to see it visually for a couple seconds here, so that folks, if they do have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me.
Well, Ed, I'm a scuba diver. I was ready to run down in my basement and get my scuba equipment as soon as I saw that logo. Sorry for my jokes. Catherine, how do people find you?
Yeah, so like Ed, I'm pretty easily findable on LinkedIn. If you want to connect, my name's Catherine Tindall. I'm a CPA, CTC. So if you Google that in the greater Boston area on LinkedIn, you'll find me. And then you can also find my company, Dominion Enterprise Services. On the corner of my little logo here is how you spell it. And it's just dominiones.com is our website where you can, learn more about what we do.
Perfect. Evan Macedo, my co-host and CFO at Sapers and Wallack and FEI partner. How would people find you?
Well, that's very easy. You can just go to our website, which is sapers-wallack.com, and just go to the About Us page, click on our team, and you'll find all of my information right up there, as long as the rest of our team members. I also do want to say that this is a FEI segment, and if you are a senior financial executive and you want to look into joining a great network with a bunch of other senior financial leaders, you can go to feiboston.org, check out our events, and look into joining another networking group that'll really help to take your career to the next level.
Again, my name is Jeffrey Davis, and you can find me at jdavis@mageusa.com. And we're going to have Catherine and Ed back again, because we want to talk more about these tax credits later this year for entrepreneurs and for CFOs. And remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs.